right, 7 seconds. All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who's teaching this truth and sincerity. And also, well, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered four corners of the earth, with you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. All right, Lord's chosen people. This brother Yawanathan is back at you with another lesson. You know, inspired through the beloved brother Elder Manata Zakba from South Carolina. You know, basically it was a Jake that's talking about the hate. You know, first off, when it comes to not hating, that's talking about the relationship that you will have against your so-called neighbor, your so-called brother. Basically, to sum it up, your fellow Israelite. Okay, you know, that's why you get scriptures like Matthew. I'll grab this one, I wrote it down. Matthew 6:12. It says to forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. Right? So you have to forgive your brother. If you want forgiveness from the Lord, then you have to learn how to forgive your brother, your fellow Israelite. You know, because that's who the Lord is dealing with. The scriptures, the Bible is talking about the whole relationship with Israel. Okay, so we're gonna get some scriptures. Let's get Leviticus 19, and we'll start at 17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt not in any wise, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and suffer sin upon him." Okay, so let's get that down. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother, your fellow Israelite, in thy heart. Thou shalt any wise rebuke their neighbor." So once you see your fellow Israelite going off, you gotta correct him, tell him things what to do, what not to do. And it says, "And suffer sin upon him." So don't wish any ill, don't wish anything bad, don't wish him to go off, you know, things of that. All right, verse 18. "Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudges against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord." Okay, it says, "Thou shalt not avenge." Okay, so, you know, don't be trying to get vengeance if a brother did something ill to you. All right, that's why the scriptures, you know, basically turn the other cheek, man. Don't be holding no grudges. All vengeance basically is through the Lord, according to Romans the 12th chapter and the 18th and 19th verse. And it says, "Nor bear any grudges against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." So you know how they got that saying in the world, "Do unto others that you would want them to do unto you." Yo, that's why, you know, when we get into the book of Hebrews, it gives you the perfect depiction and description of what brotherly love is. You know, we don't supposed to hate, you know, one another, but actually, let's get this, you know, because you got to learn to love, you got to learn to forgive. You know, like I said, when I brought out the Matthew 6:12, you know, forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. It's deeper. It gets deeper. So, also I got Matthew 18:21. Okay, it says, "Then Peter came to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times? So we all know 7 is a representation of completion. All right. Not, I mean, it could be literally 7, but no, in this instance, it's actually completion. It says, Yahweh Shai said it unto him, I said not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7. So you got to like really fully have a completion of learning how to forgive your brother. And sometimes you're gonna have to use wisdom in that aspect. If you know your brother keep going off, sometimes you can forgive him, but then you have to distance yourself and not put yourself in the same situation where you gotta go through, okay, I gotta forgive this brother, I gotta forgive this brother, I gotta rebuke this brother, so on and so forth. Okay? But the point is, now when it comes to hate, it's good to hate wickedness, man. So let's get this one. We got a couple more scriptures. Because the Lord has a perfect hatred for the wicked, man. That's why it says, Romans 3 and 9 and 13, it says, Jacob who I love, but Esau have I hated. Because when you look at the classes of men, you got the classes of God, the sons of God, the sons of man, and the sons of the wicked, man. Who is the wicked? That's so-called Esau, Edom. That's why in Job 9 and 24, it tells you that the world was given into the hands of the wicked. Everything is contrary in this world. When you bring up the scriptures, the world goes contrary to it. This world is just full of wickedness, and that's why it has to be destroyed, man. Okay? So I'm going to grab this and a couple precepts to follow myself up. So this is the book of Amos, chapter 5 and verse 15. It says, hate the evil and love the good and establish judgment at the gate. It may be that the Lord Yahweh of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. All right, so the point is hate the evil, but love the good. And this was Amos going, because Amos was from the southern kingdom. He was a shepherd from the southern kingdom. He was prophesying unto the northern kingdom. That's why it says Joseph. Joseph is synonymous. When you hear see Joseph, it's talking about Ephraim. And Ephraim was the top tribe of the northern kingdom. And he was prophesying onto the northern tribes. All right? But again, it says hate the evil. And he was rebuking, he was rebuking, prophesying, letting them know that the northern kingdom was going off and the things that was going to happen. But yet, I brought out the Leviticus. It says, to rebuke thy neighbor. All right. So grab two more precepts. Because it's all about glorifying righteousness, doing the right thing. But we hate the wicked, man. That's why we don't want to have no parts in it. So this is when I got off the elder. This is Psalms 97 and verse 10. It says, ye love the Lord, hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivered them out of the hands of the wicked. All right, there you go. Hate the evil. This is from the Lord. Hate the evil. Because he preserves the souls of the saints. He delivers them out of the hands of the wicked. And we already got a record of who the wicked is, man. Just eat them. Like I said, Job 9 and 24, we're living in this wicked society. We don't like it. We see the vibrations that they push. Shade, like when you get into certain corporate America, you gotta shave. They want you to be, actually, I think it was a Gillette. It was a razor company. And this dude was getting into a job interview. He was a bunch of Edomites. And, he's looking at the past CEOs, so he just shaved everything off. We not supposed to shave. But look at the vibrations that this man is pushing. But us rehearsing the righteous acts by the best that we can, believing on Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and refraining from wickedness. That's why he say he delivered them out of the hands of the wicked. Okay. All right, and I'll end it off on this one. This is Proverbs 8 and 13. It says, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way and the forward mouth do I hate. So, again, the fear of the Lord is, we got scriptures like the fear of the Lord is beginning of wisdom. And when have that wisdom, you know what to avoid, and you will look and you be like, yo, I don't like this. This isn't righteous. This ain't right. So you will start to know this is evil. This is wicked. Hate the evil. And then he says, hate the evil, pride, and the arrogancy, and the evil way. These are characteristics of even, in the conduct. You might have somebody that's arrogant. You might have somebody that has a prideful personality. Those are things that the Lord doesn't deal with, because with pride, you feel like you don't need to be corrected. You don't feel like you need to learn. You don't feel need to be rebuked. All right, and that's just the sum of minute of some of the wicked things that goes on in this world, man. So when it comes to hate, yes, you can hate. It's be the hatred of wickedness, the hate the wicked, the hate the evil. Okay. So I didn't want to make it too long, and I hope the Lord willing this was edifying. And again, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And again, double honors to the elders and apostles and great millstones, teaching truth and sincerity, and also who will. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. I'm going to close out and say Shalom.